And definitely make sure you're not chasing some useless ass art degree or something, like.
Oh, that's what my daughter wants to get.
Oh, we're going.
This is it?
Yeah, we're live. We're
Nice.
sitting pretty good on that last one.
Okay, cool.
As long as you roughly stay in that position with the mic, it should be all good.
I'll do my best not to move.
Yeah. Still is a statue. We're here with Raph Gonzo. And he's
What's up, bud?
a good friend. And we've known him for like 5-ish years.
Yeah.
And he's multi-talented. He's an artist, has a podcast, and it's always looking pretty fly,
I'm trying.
That's pretty true.
I'm doing my best.
That's all you can ask of a man.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I'm
man.
here.
Crazy times. I'm glad you're here, though.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just going to lead right into it.
It's really good that you came.
I love it. The human interaction is a must.
It is, dude. It's
So-
crazy. I was talking to Marco about it just this past weekend because don't tell anybody, but we saw a couple friends. And I was like, dude, why is it so much fun doing like the most minimal anything, bro? Like I'll see somebody that like I kind of know or like haven't seen in a while. And it's just like, dude, this is like,
It's
was
that
amazing.
much better
Like,
because we're like starved for
everything's
attention.
been
and
so
interaction.
real.
like
For
you
real.
said, that human interaction. It's like,
Gotta have it.
yeah.
Gotta have it.
I think it's really taking a toll on a bunch of people without it too.
Yeah, I've heard some really sad stories. So
I believe it, man.
I'm glad we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's start it off on a high note. Let's go right into it.
Glad you're here so there's no more sad stories.
No more sad stories.
Not for
I
us.
made it. I made it.
Not just another sad story.
I'm still here.
Oh man. So how's your quarantine been, Raph? Like, give us a little breakdown, play by play. I know you guys were chatting about it a little before, but I was trying to like set everything up, so I was kind of like tuning in and out.
Oh man. Well, it started out rough, a little bit rough. I freaked out a little bit. I think I had like my first panic attack in my life. And
Me too, actually.
what?
Me too,
Yeah,
actually.
like a legit like I was at Woodman's and I was just getting groceries and it was like right before everything was getting ready to start and like closing down stuff. We didn't know anything was closing down and like I was like walking around and like people are just like murmuring to each other and like muttering and like just like it was just like this like awful vibe and like I walked out and like there were no carts left in the bay. They were all they're either like in the store or like outside and there people were just like going and I was like I like started like tearing up and I was like no.
Yeah.
And I freaked out.
What the
yeah,
fuck
that
is
was
happening?
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. And like that was like the breaking point for me. And like I have always thought I was like, fine. Like zombie apocalypse, fine. Quarantined in my home, no. Losing it.
We're so socially dependent, that
We really
you
are.
can't ignore that panic and that sense of
What's gonna happen?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy time, man. And then looking back at it, we didn't even need masks back then too, so it was like and there were
Exactly.
hardly any cases in the area, so it was like it seemed honestly like people were freaking the fuck out about nothing.
Exactly.
But
But everyone had this sense that like some bad stuff was happening, stuff we're not used to.
Right.
There's
Absolutely.
all
always
bad.
a cart.
There's always a cart.
Right.
Where are all the cart? Yeah. It literally like broke me and I started getting like tears in my eyes and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go. And like that was like the beginning of like I think I had like a panic attack. I never had one in my life. It was awful.
I definitely had. I had like what I think is called like psychotic episodes
Uh-oh.
Oh, they were psychotic episodes
with
for
maybe like
sure,
panic
man.
attacks in there. So definitely,
Do you want to elaborate? That's kind of like you don't just say that and you're like, and then I had a psychotic episode.
Yeah,
The end.
just a series of psychotic episodes, nothing too big.
Okay, a good one.
Oh yeah, there's a couple good ones. I don't even know how to explain that, but Kurt was around for all of them. I think.
Knox and Jesse were there for that first one, the one where you really went nuts, and Knox got into like we were getting onto some psychological topics like, is evil real, and things that don't have real answers, you know. And I think somewhere in Marco's computer section of his brain there was like a pre-existing formula that supported this, and then Knox just recoded that. Because you know how Knox
Classic
is.
Knox.
Dude will just explain some shit in a way that, like, once he knows you and he knows how you think, like, he can do that.
For
and
that,
then,
I would say it was not entirely like that. Because he didn't explain, like, the evil thing. We were like, discussing how evil exists and how there can be, like, a balance of good and evil.
Yeah, it wasn't the evil in
has
particular, but we were on that train of thought.
Yeah.
And then what was it that actually, like...
He was talking about selling stuff and, like, how he does it. But for the, like, the evil and good talk,
He pretty much said something that, like, your brain just, like, couldn't understand for a minute, and then you were, like, sitting there.
the evil and
like,
good talk got me thinking, and then Knox was talking about how he sells stuff, and then he's like, yeah, at the CBD shop, there's, like, a TV in the background, and I'll put on this type of music. And then, like, he was just explaining how he, like, put people at ease, kind of, and did, like, this with his hand, and it put me into, like,
triggered you?
like, extremely, like, have you ever done psychedelics?
No.
Do you know, like, you've heard people do psychedelics?
Oh, yeah. I've heard.
So, like, I've done
multiple
shrooms and acid and, like, a couple psychedelics, and it was, like, the hardest trip of my life. The hardest psychedelic trip, and I did not, like, take those substances. It was crazy.
Oh, were you, like, seeing stuff?
Yeah.
What'd
Like,
you see?
hard visuals, and then just, like, these crazy thoughts coming to my head, and then I ended up... I'm not this type of guy at all, but I ended up calling my ex-girlfriend. We'd, like, broken up recently, and I got this, like, vision of, like, the tattoo on her neck that was a tattoo of, like, an eye.
Yeah.
It was just an eye. And I just, like, was convinced that she needed to be there for me to come back. Like, I needed, like, love, you know, because I was with the bros, and there was, you know,
Dude,
so I just needed, like,
wild,
that type of
man.
love. So then I remember doing this, and Kurt will confirm that I just, like, at one point was thinking, like, I was convinced that she had to come or it wasn't going to end.
Bro, you just snapped, and you were like, you were pissed about it. You were like, oh, that bitch.
I just said that.
Bitch. And we're all
that
like,
bitch.
yo, what? What's even going on? And then you, like, called her.
What's even going on?
Yeah, I'm like, wait, I thought y'all were cool or whatever. And then, like, she came over, and then I don't even know what happened after that. You were, like, doing, like, calculations in your head, bro.
She came over.
You were, like, sitting on the couch talking about, like, ratios of, like, ideality and stuff, like, just absurdities, Raph. Absurdities.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, like he was saying, like,
I was thinking about, like, the ideal woman, because
Yeah.
we were just talking about
it's like, oh,
females.
70%
sure.
ass and 30% tits.
Oh,
and then
okay.
and then I'm sitting there, and he's talking to his ex at the time, and I think Knox and Jesse dipped out by that time, and I was just kind of like standing back looking at the couch, and, like, I should have recorded it because it was honestly insane, but, like,
That'd been awesome.
it was a lot, dude.
So then I just ended up in, like, a state of, like, not even, like, just thinking the same thoughts over and not being able to communicate effectively, and just, like, mumbling a couple words.
You were, like, flooded. Your mind got flooded.
Yeah, and I actually remember doing this, and then, like, Kurt and I talked about it after, and it was, like, how I remember it, but, like, I would just be like, I think it was, like, tits.
Dude, yeah.
You know,
It was,
just,
like,
saying
that's what
words.
that's what I was saying earlier
Full
with, like,
Tourette's.
the different code. Like, it was like he was trying to, like, quantify the world, which is possible, but not for the human brain.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
got,
I
like,
mean?
lost in number, and then I, like, one of the most distinct feelings that I can remember feeling that I could kind of describe is that, like, from my perspective, I felt infinity and, like, what infinity feels like. You know what I mean?
Whoa. You had, like, a...
You ever had, like, some kind of mental anything where, like, you're trapped in any kind of infinity, or you can grasp at all what infinity feels like? Like being stuck in infinity.
I don't know that I have.
So something like
It's a
that.
tough one.
And then, yeah, by the end of the night ended weirdly. We don't have to get
That's
into
fine.
that
You
right
have to get
now,
into
but,
it. Weirdly is good for me.
I'll just say that pretty much I was, like, tripping so hard that I didn't know what was real, what was not real. I didn't know if I had died and like that was my reality now, and I came back like it was anything like that.
Dang.
And then my girlfriend or my ex, who was over at the time, we like went to bed, and she wanted to have sex, and I didn't because I was like nowhere near that.
You probably would have died on the spot. If
Yeah,
you did.
yeah.
Couldn't quantify that.
Yeah, would have been some extra wild stuff. But she started like shape shifting into something that like from my eyes, she was literally like shape shifting and like
What'd she turn into?
At one point, Rob Blagojevich's face was on her face.
Man,
Do you know that guy?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's horrifying. I'm sorry.
you know, guys,
Bad trip. Not a
dare
good.
I say, maybe it's spiritual.
I'm interviewing you about supernatural things. How did this happen?
Just came up.
Always
And
does.
yeah.
Always does. Maybe it is spiritual.
I don't know. I haven't had too many encounters like that or any.
No?
No,
None?
I haven't had any like. I seek them too, man. I'm like, I'm
You
the
want it?
skeptic. Yeah, like if I'm in a place where like people have weird vibes, I'm like, is anybody there? Like I'm always like jackassing about, trying to like get some like I don't know response, but nothing so far.
Well, you clearly have.
I don't describe it as spiritual
Oh, okay.
normally. You know, I guess that's what it probably would be. What's the definition of spiritual?
Cool. That's a dude. I don't know. Anything that has any other worldly.
Anything you attribute to a
Paranormal.
spirit?
Yeah, usually it's like something outside of yourself. That's what I would say. I mean, like maybe that's too general, but like something that's like you feel like there's another force at play besides yourself.
That experience
another
made
human.
me feel that.
I wonder why.
I was on a couple medications, and then, but like, I would say that subsequent events, like as I had like a couple more slightly similar episodes,
During
I was-
quarantine.
yeah, I was doing like more substances. I would say I was like
Oh.
smoking and drinking more at the time with the medications.
Oh.
That time I wasn't doing that heavily at all, but
Yeah.
I was taking a couple of medications, and then I think I maybe had one drink, and then I took a hit of marijuana and was sitting on my counter in the kitchen, and then Knox started talking to me about that. So I feel like that
The
like
cocktail got you.
yeah, but I would call that like I was in a state of buzzing. You know, I
Mhm.
wasn't like fucked up or
Wow.
messed up or anything like that. And then like that was largely like Knox's words, and I was at like the right mindset that I just started thinking really hard, and like I definitely thought I was like God.
You thought you were God?
I thought that I didn't think I was God, but I thought that I had like godly powers. I thought that things that I would say or think would like manifest. in
Did
real
you make
life.
like a prediction about Trump?
Yeah, I said Trump
like-
would save the vape industry like the next day, and then I said that Kurt's hair would get like a white strip in it, and I could see it. Like I was saying it, and then I started to see the middle part of his hair have like a white streak, and like the more I would talk about it and convince myself, and I was trying to like, I wasn't even trying to convince them, but I thought that they were seeing it as well. I thought it was happening. The more I saw it, and like I was just convinced that I had godly powers, I guess.
Wow.
It was a real trip. It was a trip and a half.
What kind of medication are you on?
Some of that.
That's what I want to know.
Hook it up. Adderall and antidepressants.
Oh.
And
So you're like, up and down, up and down.
yeah, and I've just never taken it properly. I've gotten it down a lot better lately,
Oh, sure.
but at the time I was not taking it properly at all. Like different times at it, and maybe different doses, or I would stay up overnight and then take like another Adderall.
Yeah, Adderall will keep.
Yep, and then
It's gnarly stuff.
Oh,
you're
it
not
is gnarly stuff.
you're not supposed to drink with it with Adderall or the antidepressants, and you're actually not supposed to smoke with it, which normally marijuana.
Yeah,
normally,
that's ridiculous.
yeah, normally I am like, yeah, they don't. Of course, the doctor is going to say that, but I think with antidepressants, you're not really supposed to do that because like there's some other level to it.
Unbalances you.
There's something with it with taking there's something with taking antidepressants and Adderall and then smoking weed with it that could potentially send you in like some psychotic episode type things. Maybe it's the Adderall and marijuana.
Yeah,
because Adderall, like you're overthinking stuff, and marijuana, like they are very
similar. Just like double it.
They're different from
experiences.
They're different
with
for me.
Adderall and weed. It's fucking fantastic. But I've never been a consistent user of Adderall.
Maybe it's like your state of mind that maybe you're in like a rough state of mind, and it just like those chemicals just flooded you and opened something up.
Yeah, I used to think that Adderall and weed was a really good combo, which I would even say maybe it is, but it must be the antidepressant. I mean, that's like I don't know.
Well, because weed is like technically like downer, right?
Oh, it
depends.
It's hallucinogenic, so it's kind of like
it's different for different people.
Maybe slightly down.
But I would definitely say that like antidepressants are supposed to bring you up, and then like alcohol is definitely a depressant.
Yeah.
So that's why like that's usually they say is not a good combo.
So you just like hit some sort of like chemical sweet spot and
exactly yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, like Adderall, antidepressants, weed, and alcohol.
Well, the pressure that was on us at that time was like probably greater than any of us have ever faced in our life.
Yeah,
so
it was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I got to me. Yeah,
it's crazy how you can be like normally stressed and not notice it, and then like you like it's easy to be unaware of how stressed you are.
Yeah, to the weird stuff
And
that's
then,
happening.
You know, that is a baseline for your slew of substances can be pretty detrimental.
Right.
Wow.
Slew of substances.
Slew of substances. I like that. Oh man, so there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in a cabin for like 2 months during.
Yeah, I was catching that earlier. So what was up with that?
So here we go. So I was working at Chili's when all this was happening, and I worked with this guy who was like, he would like tell me stuff, and then it would like happen within like a couple hours. Like he like knew what was happening. Like I don't know, and that was like hyping me up. And then like I just like I felt personally like I needed to just like leave for a while. Like when all of this stuff was happening, I was like I gotta go. And I gotta go. And
Great
I was
time to get out of Dodge.
Yeah. And so like we were just like, okay, I'm gonna take some time off. And then my father-in-law was like, hey, you know, I feel like things are gonna get bad. We have this place up north, you know, it's like 5 in the North Woods. There's like hardly anyone there. He's like, maybe we should go there for a couple weeks. A couple weeks turned into a couple months, and we were chilled there.
Were you doing any like fishing or stuff?
No, it's like it was snow. It was like one day it like snowed like 8 inches. And it was just like pure snow.
I'm imagining this as like a cabin in the woods, like in the middle of nowhere, but there was like stores.
Well, okay,
and
I
stuff.
say cabin, but it's like huge. It's not like that.
You guys were just snowed in, and it's like some of the size of this room.
No. It's really big.
Yeah.
It's
really
like a house. Big. Yeah, it's like a giant log house.
Oh,
so it's not like
that's sick.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's super sweet up there. But yeah, we just all went up there, and it was like me, my wife, my daughter came with. My son didn't want to come with. He stayed with his mom. He didn't want her to be alone. And then my other baby came with, and then like her brother and like her sister, my wife's sister and brother-in-law, and then like my in-law.
That's an interesting experience.
It was a very interesting experience, and
did you get along with your in-laws?
They're really cool. I do. I think like from like living together, we found out our differences. I'll say it like that. And like we
in a good way overall.
Yes.
That's good.
The answer is yes. No, I don't know. I think it just made us all realize like how different we were, and like I feel like we did pretty good, and like our dynamic was pretty good, but like there was definitely some times we were all like there wasn't like fights or anything like that, but
just not jiving.
It was just because we just like live differently, you know.
Differences of opinion.
I spent a lot of time in the bathroom vaping. A lot of bathroom time vaping. Yeah, so that was it. And I came back, and it's just been, I don't know, it doesn't feel normal, but it doesn't feel terrible. Like I know a lot of people like feel
it's like
really
a new
terrible.
normal.
It
I
is
hate
the new
to
normal.
say it.
No, I know. Nobody wants to say it, but it's true.
A new, slightly worse normal.
A little terrible.
Yeah.
Not 100%.
Just a
terrible.
normal
Yeah.
without restaurants and bars and
Yeah.
social gatherings and friends.
25% capacities and staying away from people.
Oh, it's been weird. Yeah, I mean, we have like a group of friends, and we've all like we all know each other. We've all like stayed like kind of like, I don't know, people. What do they call it? There's like a term people like.
Socially distant.
No. What do they call it when you have like a group that you've like been with, or you like
The homies. Squad.
It's one of those trigger words like safe and distant, socially distant, like all the words that
Oh,
we're
you're
supposed
like pod or something.
yeah, your pod, yeah, like your safety pod, or like whatever, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Everyone's got it.
yeah.
So,
It's like your living quarters people.
yeah,
type
kind
deal.
of. I mean, but we've all like I don't know. We've all been pretty safe. Like some of us work in the public, and like I don't know, we still hang out.
Mm-hmm. I think that's where most people are at.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's kind of
like we were saying, people can't just deny that urge to have social interactions.
I mean, it's definitely changed the dynamic a lot with the way people treat you. You know what I mean? Like people are like, sometimes you get too close to someone, they're like one of those, and you're like, I don't have it.
Yeah.
like not sick.
And it's even weirder now when they don't do that. Have you been in a situation where like people are like not really concerned about the social distancing stuff?
Yeah.
I've questioned every handshake since it got serious.
Right. Like at first I was kind of like whatever, and then by like maybe like May or June or so, I was like,
I'll say my
No,
average
this
is
is pretty
probably
bad.
around like a shake a month now.
right, for real.
Yeah, I mean, you find those people, you're like, cool,
Yeah.
all right. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And then you instantly
Get handshake
sanitize.
consent.
You're like,
Yeah.
burn your hands. Like, I'm fine now. Yeah. Well, I've worked in restaurants a lot, so like I'm used to not touching my face. I'm used to that kind of thing. So like elbows and fist bumps are normal. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I just fist bump everyone.
Yeah.
High fives. People are like, whoa, what? No.
Yeah.
It's definitely been weird.
Like there's been different ranges of adjustment of life for different people. Like,
Yes.
we are probably all used to washing our hands fairly frequently. You know what I mean? But some people aren't. And
Which
then,
is gross.
yeah.
Yes.
And then like personal space stuff,
Yeah.
just like being conscious of it.
It's definitely made me more conscious of it. Like,
And like what you're doing socially as well with that. Like some people are used to going out all the time and spending a bunch of time with a bunch of different people, and then some people are just used to staying home with their significant others, and like nothing's changed. Very little.
I like said, I have like the same group. We've always had like a pretty tight group, and so like I see them, and then I see people at work, and that's it. And then the podcast people,
Yeah.
which everyone assures me they're fine. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah,
right.
check the temperature.
Yeah, I like.
Which like who
You
the
come
fuck knows if anybody's ever fine, Like
yeah.
You really don't know because then you don't get symptoms sometimes for like a few days.
That's the weird thing. Like somehow it just transcends all other sicknesses that have ever existed. Like,
Did you guys have it in your house at all?
did we have it?
The vid.
No one's had it.
I had it. I'm pretty sure. Like I didn't get tested, but like I had it, and then my sister had it, and she spent some time here. And then Knox has been here the whole time. So between me having it, my sister having it, Knox never got it, and Kurt never got it. Spending time around us. Knox was
And
living
mint.
here. Kurt was like coming here frequently.
Really?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's weird.
that's like it does. It affects. I've heard it has something to do with your blood type, maybe.
I don't even know, bro.
I saw something very recently that said like, "Oh, blood type is immune to it," which was really recent. So I don't even know if that's true, but like, that's fucking
I've
wild.
seen studies that are like saying that nicotine is good at preventing it, and it's like
Well,
I don't even know what to
that's
fucking
probably
believe.
why.
I don't know. I saw a study that nicotine is good for.
I heard vaping
Especially-
cures.
Knox was telling me that, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, I literally don't know anybody who vapes a lot that has had COVID.
Well, I mean, if you
Like,
think,
not
I mean,
one
if it,
person.
because it like lodges right in your
I
throat,
vape a
kind of,
decent
and then it kind of descends or goes up,
All
right?
right. One. Wait, what, Rep?
Like it kind of like gets in your throat. Like that's where they always test it for. So like if
Yeah.
you're constantly like
just flushing it out,
flushing it out, like maybe you just like
Maybe
Fogging it
man.
or like We were right the whole time. No, I don't know. Yeah. I think I might have had it back in March, to be honest with you, because I got like really sick, like sicker than I felt, and like I had like lung, like my like it like pinched all over the place, and it just felt like it was like hard to breathe sometimes.
Oh,
But
shit.
like this is before like anyone knew anything about it,
And they didn't have tests or anything.
there was no tests. Yeah,
But it would have been around in March.
it would have been. Yeah. So like I might have had it, and like because when we went up to the cabin, like I was sick. I was really sick, and then like no one else got sick. Maybe it was just like a really bad cold or something. I don't know.
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
Like, I've even heard, I was talking to a buddy like a week or two ago, and he said that he had all the symptoms, like loss of smell, got a test, and he was negative. So it's like, what?
That actually happened. Yeah, Mike. He lost his sense of taste and smell, but he didn't have it. He's never once had it. He could not test positive for it.
Mm.
So I don't know. Yeah, maybe
Right, so like,
keep vaping.
oh, regardless. But,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. There's just no clear answers. Like, how can you can have symptoms and then still not have it? So,
Yeah.
Maybe it's spiritual.
Oh yeah.
You should talk about your podcast.
Okay. What do you want to know?
We talked about it a little bit beforehand, but just in general, like what
yeah,
it's
give
about.
a little breakdown and
The guests
how's
you've
it going
had.
and
Oh sure.
some interesting points.
Well, we started it back in June, and it was kind of came out of being up in the cabin for a long time. Came up with it on the way home. That's how we came up with it. And my brother-in-law hates supernatural things at all. And like even if you talk about any of it, he's just like, even though he's experienced stuff, and I'm gonna get you, Jeremy, one of these days. But anyway, he's experienced stuff, like weird stuff. Like he saw possession, like an actual possession.
And he just
Damn.
denies it.
And I think he just struggles with it. Like I think because he's a very like rational, like he's a super smart, very like.
Did he attribute it to something rational?
No, I mean his dad was a pastor. He knew what it was, and he knows what it is. He
So
just
like even if he was here, he would say that it was.
he would just like kind of change the subject a little bit. He's just not comfortable talking that because some people aren't. And
Yeah.
anyway, so he'd always go, I don't know, Raph, maybe it's spiritual. Maybe it's spiritual. So it was like our joke. And then on the way home, my wife, we were like talking about it. I was like, man, it'd be awesome to start my own paranormal podcast. And she's like, just do it. And we were like, what should we call it? And she's like, you should call it Maybe It's Spiritual.
That's a good one.
And
That's a
so-
really good name.
It's a good
Yeah.
name and a good story.
Yeah. And I prayed about it. And honestly, like, you know, like I'm a Christian. And like it came, like my friend Aaron came to my mind. And I was like, well, I know that like his ex-wife was like, did podcasts. So I was like, maybe he might like know or like have some equipment. And I went to him and I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And he's like, that's an amazing idea. He's like, I actually have all the equipment we need.
Perfect.
He had everything. So, and then his girlfriend's like, I'll be like one of your guests. And so then we asked Mike, and yeah,
Just came together.
came together. And like, and the whole mission of it is that like more people experience supernatural and paranormal things than they like care to talk about. Or like when they do talk about it, it's like, oh, we're at some bar, we're like joking around, we're just like having a good time. It's like, you know, like campfire-esque type things where you like tell it for fun. But like some people like, you're like, well, what do you think it was? You know, like that's kind of like our thing is like
Yeah.
most people I feel like have had it. Like there are some, like you said, you're a skeptic, you haven't. Most I'd say people have, and like they either don't want to talk about it, rationalize it, found some reason why it's not. But like
It deserves getting into.
it deserves getting into because like as we've done this, like so many people's stories were the same. Like, oh man, I haven't talked about this in years, or like I haven't like didn't even recognize this, and like, oh well, I saw this guy. Well, I saw this guy. Well, I saw this guy. Why are we all seeing the same thing? And like you could say, oh well, it's power of suggestion, but if no one's talking about it, how are you all seeing the same thing? Something's going on.
And have you had that experience where people will like say they've seen the same thing but have never like Googled it or
Yep.
seen
The
it?
Hat Man, right?
Chris, the Hat Man.
That's
Knox.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have seen the Hat Man. Like people like random people just like they find out of the podcast, they'll be like, I saw that guy. And I'll be like, oh really? And then like I started Googling it after I listened to your podcast, and that's the guy. Like, yeah, he looked just like this, and he looked like
So is he like the front runner that like pays the most visits?
I think so.
What's up with this fucking hat guy?
That's
Raph?
what we want to know. That's what we want to know. Like,
He's got to show himself to you, Kurt. Kurt's waiting. Kurt's like, just looking for
I'm
that,
ready,
guys.
bro.
Well,
That's probably why he hasn't occurred though, is because I'm ready.
well, and a lot of times, and like throughout the like Hat Man, he always comes up every time. So it's like, here we go, Hat Man. Hope you're watching. But
It's like Batman, but
I know he's just got like a camera in here somewhere. But
so what's like even so what is the Hat Man like? Does he do a certain thing, or is he just like show up and like in a corner of your room and kind of fap a little bit and then leave, or what?
Well,
Like what's the normal Hat
exactly
Man experience?
No, the normal Hat Man experience is you start as a kid. It happens to you as a child, where you're vulnerable. Like kids see things all the time, and like I don't know. After this show, I'm kind of like I'm gonna listen to my kid when they tell me they see something, because like the kid sticks with them. But anyway, so Hat Man like will like appear in your room, and he's really like same description almost every time, like this overwhelming sense of dread or fear, and like a fear they've never felt before. Like a lot of times it has sleep paralysis. When people are older, it's sleep paralysis. I feel like when they're younger, they just like see it and they're just kind of frozen in their bed. And he's like tall, like as tall as the ceiling, like the big hat, like a trench coat type thing.
What kind of hat?
Yeah, is it?
It's
like
all different. It's different hats. But
Damn,
a lot of
so
times
he's got
it's
a hat wardrobe.
Yeah, he's got a wardrobe.
Okay.
Like there's I've heard, but they're always like some form of like build hat. Like it could be like a derby. It could be like a big, almost like I don't know.
Like sombrero.
I don't know what all the
like,
names of hats are. I guess I got to get some hat names.
It could be like a sombrero, or like maybe a hat that a scarecrow would wear.
Yeah, like he looks. You know what the Hat Man resembles? Like when you start to look through, like you look into it, like it's all over the place. Like think about like the sign that's like, you ever seen like the like report all intruders sign, like in a neighborhood, like the neighborhood watch sign,
and it's like the like
guy.
trench coat
with a hat.
Yeah, it's a hat man.
It's a hat man. It's
would it ever be like a top hat? Have you heard of that one?
Yeah, heard of it being a top hat.
I feel like mine would be a top hat.
Yeah, never a fedora, because those are for douchebags.
He's certainly not a douchebag.
I feel like that wouldn't strike fear into anybody. No. Bruno Mars? You got stilts?
Dude, you're wearing a fedora? Get out of here. He's just like, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like it strikes fear, and it's like serious to the point where people don't talk about it for like their whole life. Like, and
but that's it though. He just shows up.
He just shows up, scares you. Sometimes he talks to you. Sometimes he has red eyes. Like there's different like variations and stuff, but everyone always says they have this like overwhelming sense of paralyzing fear like they've never had. Only had one person on our show who saw it. She said she wasn't scared, but she had something that was really creepy. She goes, "I didn't feel like he was there for me."
Oh, that's
like,
even creepier.
That's even creepier.
Yeah.
That's worse. Like, who was he there for?
Was she like living alone? Or
I think she was a kid. She was younger.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was he there for?
Yeah, I don't know. Like she had a brother. So.
All right. So what if it's just people's like overwhelming fear of hats? Because like the guy, from what you're saying, doesn't really matter. It's just he's a big guy.
Well,
but then
or
his
just
hats.
like the obscurity.
I
with
think
the
that what
trench
people
coat.
say is that like it's almost like a psychic connection. Like he's like in your mind. Like he's got control. Like it's like when he's there, he's got control. And like people are like some people are like I felt like he's like gonna kill me. I felt like I was gonna die. I didn't want to move. I was like so they're like paralyzed. And then like it does happen a lot with sleep paralysis. And then people have seen like they think so like shadow people. You heard of shadow people?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, shadow people.
People of the shadows.
People of the shadows. Like a living shadow, but it's darker than a shadow. Like people have reported like shadow animals, shadow people, all sorts of stuff.
So I was gonna ask, do you think like that type of spiritual experience has a connection to God, Jesus, Christianity? Like for you, what is that? Is that possible? Like, does the Bible talk about that?
Well, okay. Well, okay. So for me, there's a lady that like we mentioned on our podcast quite a few times. Her name is Heidi Hollis, and she's kind of like the one who coined the name Hat Man. Ironically, she's from Milwaukee. I think she's like
right up the street.
Right up the street. But she said in her encounters with the Hat Man, like that, like when people have like said the name of Jesus, that he left. That they weren't able to talk, but when they said the name of Jesus, he left. So a lot of people say that like, the name of Jesus is powerful, and it can take it must have authority over him because he leaves when they say it. Like sometimes they can't say anything, but then when they do, they finally like utter those words. kids obviously like aren't at that point, but like adults when they said that, yeah, it has something to do. He responds to it. He doesn't like it.
Well, like in general with spiritual type stuff.
Oh,
Not necessarily the Hat Man.
oh, just all of it.
Yeah, what do you feel? Do you feel that, like, when you say maybe it's spiritual, does that have any connection to religion?
I mean, like for me personally, it does. Just because like of my like upbringing and stuff. You know, like my mom was like an extremely Christian person. Like she was like somebody who was like into drugs, and like she ended up like she was like kind of like a drug runner for a long time, and then she went to prison. And like when she came out, like if you met her, you were not a drug runner. And she's like, no, I was. And so like she got saved, and like everything. She told me that like once she like actually got saved and off drugs and that kind of stuff, like she wasn't on drugs anymore, that God revealed to her like what the spirit world was like. And she said for like 3 days straight, she just saw that. And it was like the scariest thing she's ever seen in her life. And it wasn't like she was coming off of anything. She was off of stuff. It was just like when she got saved that like, she's like, there's stuff happening on the other side that we don't see. And so, yeah, I mean, like the Bible like touches on, you know, the spirit world, you know, it touches on like, you know, unclean spirits and like the demons and giants.
So would you say it's a lot of demon stuff, or is it more kind of like?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like it's hard for me to know, but it feels like it is. You know what I mean? Because like Christianity doesn't really get into it that much when you think about it. Like it's always like God, devil, angels, demons, but it does get into like different kinds of angels and different kinds of things. So I think that like maybe there's just like more facets to the spiritual world. We just have like a few names for it.
Is there any conflict between traditional religion, like the Bible, and then like the spiritual experiences? Like, if you were at church, is it okay to talk about those types of experiences, and like, is that attributed to anything?
Well,
I guess in my mind, it's like what you used to hear. I don't know if it's like a thing, but you know, religious people don't believe in aliens, you know, extraterrestrial, you know, so like that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
Well, and okay, so I would say that depends on the church you go to, but if it's like, I don't want to say something bad, but if it's a good church, they should listen to you.
Yeah.
Because it's part of it. It's part of like everything. Like if you can believe the miracles of Jesus and that God could do all these things, why couldn't you believe that there's like an adversary doing the same things, you know, against that? You know, there has to be something going against, you know, there has to be that balance, you know. I don't know. There is now. Maybe there doesn't have to be, but maybe it's just that's how we are now. But no, I think that like it's taboo. They shy away from it. They're afraid to talk about it, you know, because like people don't want to be called crazy. They don't want to be like, oh, well, you're the classic ones are, you're a demon around every bush guy, you know, or they think there's a demon doing something all the time. Ooh, pardon me. But or you don't want to be like, oh, we don't want to give the devil credit. We don't want to give him like too much glory. You hear that? Like these like we call them Christianese words, but like the truth of the matter is like there is a God and there is a devil, and like there are angels and tons of them, and like demons are fallen angels and there's tons of them. So I think there's just like a whole nother side, and like the Bible does mention like different kinds of angels, but doesn't really get into demons that much. So it's kind of interesting.
But you would say, like, in your personal opinion, that a lot of these spiritual experiences are like an angel or a demon.
I personally think they are.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like, I think a lot of people have like the misconception, like, you know, from movies and stuff, like the devil wants to draw his attention to himself. You know what I mean? But I think that he wants to screw with people. Like, to be honest, I think he wants to screw with people, and he wants us to like not believe what they're telling him. You know what I mean? Like he gets like that glory, but he doesn't really want to be like, yep, I'm the devil, here I am.
Yeah,
you know?
he's really mischievous about it.
Yeah, he's just screwing with people and like making them look bad. It's like he like influences you to do something, and then kind of like leaves you there with the mess, and kind of like, oh, what did you do? Why did you do that? You know, like I think that it kind of messes with people. That's my personal opinion, and I probably sound crazy, but
What have you had any spiritual experiences yourself, Raph?
oh yeah, a lot. It's kind of a lot. Like so many.
Have you talked about them on your podcast?
A few times I have. Yeah. No, I have.
What are some of the notable ones?
The notable ones? Oh man. So okay, I had like I didn't tell this one on my podcast. I thought about it later, but like it was a shared experience. So, I was dating this girl when I was like in high school. It was probably like out of high school. It was like end of high school, college. So I was probably in college at this time, and we were at Rock Cut, which like I've been told is like got some weird stuff going on there. That's what I've been told. And but we would just go to Rock Cut, and we always go to this place called The Spot. And it's like we called it The Spot. Like in high school, we used to always go there and like we'd smoke cigarettes and stuff, do hood rat stuff. But anyway, so we were there, and it's like I forgot what it's called, but it's like right when you cross the bridge at Rock Cut, there's that first area. It's like a small open area. I don't know. It's like the first, like if you go to the, like you get out of the bridge and you go to the left, like it's the first like area that you can go to. Well, anyway,
That's past the lake, right?
no, it's like way before.
Oh, okay.
Like right when you
I'm
like
tripping
you
then.
like you first come in off of Harlem, and then you go over the bridge that
Oh,
goes
from
over 90.
Harlem.
Yeah, the other way.
Okay,
Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, you got Harlem, then you've got the bridge that goes over 90, you know,
Mhm.
and then you like kind of curves around to, you can either go right or left. If you go left, kind of takes you towards the lake, but it's that first area.
Gotcha.
So there, in case anyone wants to go there. Now you know. So we were going there, and like you park, and like it's just like this long open field, and then there was like these there's these trees, and then there's like a couple breaks in the trees, and there's a path over there, and it can go through, and you go to the right, and you go down, like you walk through the woods, and the spot is like one of those, like it's like this big huge like wooden deck. It's all like built out there. And my girlfriend and I at the time, we were going out there, and like we were having like a good old time. Like nothing was weird. It was starting to like, it was getting close to dark, but it wasn't dark. And we go onto this like dock thing, and like you have to like, there's like this huge tree, and then like there's like two wooden structures that go around and meet into this deck. I'm giving you a lot of detail, but so you have to, cause it's kind of like, it's dark in the wooded area, but then it's light when you get out there because it's right on the lake. So we were out there, we were talking and like having a good time, and then like we got into this like fight, like super randomly, this out of nowhere, like just started fighting, and then like she was like pissed and like I'm leaving, and I was like, okay, we came together. So like we like walk out, we like start to walk out, and like I don't know, I was like I've got like a bad feeling, like I had this like awful feeling, and she was like, yeah, it feels creepy, we should probably get out of here. And I was like, all right. And so like we started to like walk into the like woods, and the woods felt like extra dark, and I was like, well, let's get out of here. So we started walking, and like there was like no one on this path besides us. And like all of a sudden, like, and like it's like in a bunch of trees, so there's no wind. All of a sudden we started hearing like wind, like rustling, like leaves rustling, like fast, like somebody like running, but no footsteps. You just hear like leaves like rustling, and we both just looked at each other at the same time, and we're just like, run. And we ran as fast as we could, and we get out to we like get to those trees, and we're just like run, like hauling ass up this like up the like path to our car, and like she just like stops and turns around, and we both turn around, and this like thing was probably like hovering like maybe like 2 or 3 feet off the ground, and it was like a solid black, like a shadowy type person, and it looked like, I don't know how to describe it, like if you like drew the outline of like a guy, but like with no hair, and like his arms at his side, and like he had no legs. It just kind of like went down into this like form, but like it was dark, like really, really black. And it was like, it came like in between the trees, and started going like this, and it stopped. Like it was going so fast, I had to like kind of like correct itself, and it just like hovered there, and it like stayed there. And she looked at it, and she was like, what the hell is that? Do you see that? Are you seeing this right now? And it was like this, and then it was like, and just like zoomed away. And she's like, you saw that. And I was like, yeah, I saw it. And I was like, we got to go. And so like we like left, we went to her house, and she locked herself in the bathroom for like 2 hours crying hysterically because of what we saw.
And you guys both talked about it, and you saw the same thing.
We both saw the exact same thing at the exact same time.
What you just described.
Yeah.
The person that comes down like a column kind of thing.
I could draw it.
And zips.
Yeah, I could draw it. Yeah, it was weird. It was like a shadow. It was like solid black, but you could see like it had like no face, but it had like almost like slight definition, like a guy, and he was just like hovering like this. It was really weird, and it was like black, and it was just like hovering, and it was like wow, and it just like zoomed away, and she's like free, like she broke down, dude. She broke down. She had a nervous breakdown.
You guys weren't doing drugs.
Not at all. Nothing. Yeah, that was that. I didn't tell that one on the show.
Well, it's pretty chilling, my dude.
It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Did you ever go back?
Oh yeah, I've gone back multiple times. Like, did like be like, what's in there? But like,
Nothing.
no, I haven't.
Do you have a thought on what that was?
I honestly don't know what that was.
Just it happened.
It happened.
We're just gonna
and,
live
like,
with that.
I have no idea what it was. Like, I don't know. I've prayed about it. Like, I've thought about it. I've talked to like a few people about it. I don't know what it was. Like a shadow person, but like a really aggressive one, extremely fast.
It definitely wasn't like an employee or a
No,
park ranger.
I mean, like,
It's the DNR, bro.
It was a guy on Segway. You're right. Shoot. Like it was. No, but like it was like, that time of day. Like it was like dusk. It was like right before, like in between like night and day. So it was like the sun was going down. So it was like still light, but like inside this like the wooded area, it was very dark. Like it felt heavy, man. Like really dark and creepy in there. And like we were just like randomly fighting like out of nowhere.
What's up?
So
I have to pee.
I have to pee too. So
Oh, do you want to pee together?
yeah.
Ooh. Sham Show pee break, y'all.
Phil, get on the mic.
Phil. 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 What are you doing, bud? What's up, sport?
Take Marco's spot. Look at me. I am the Marco now.
So, anyways,
What's up, man?
what's poppin'? No, really, what are you doing? You just stopping by?
Yeah, Marco told me to come over. You guys were doing a podcast, and here I am.
Oh, shit.
I asked him if he wanted to play pool, and then he said we're doing a podcast. Come over. So I came over. Now we're here.
Am I supposed to add you on?
Are you? Don't bother me none. I don't want to interrupt. Who is this?
This is Raphael Gonzalez.
I don't want to interrupt Raphael.
We'll ask him politely.
I'll play pool in the background so you can get some weird echoey noises of ceramic balls clacking together.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah. Atmospheric stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Real prog. That nonsense you're into.
Nonsense. That's premium quality smut.
It's premium quality nonsense. Kurt and I have a bit of a creative disagreement when it comes to musical tastes. I prefer things all classical, scaled, you know, things that make sense. Kurt likes noise, as far as I can tell, and things that don't make sense, however, with a rhythm behind them. It's rhythmic noise, is what it is. Calling it music is an insult to music.
No way.
A little bit. If I have to do algebra to figure out what kind of chord you're playing, we're doing it wrong.
Hey, at least I use Western notes. Or prefer it, at least.
You should get an electric sitar.
That could be pretty fun, actually.
Let's do it. Oh, here comes the lads. All right, I'm going to go play pool.
No.
Are we adding Phil in?
You're sitting on my lap.
I don't think so. I don't think I'm going to do that.
Hey, I have a good pool story.
Do you?
Right, today,
What did you do today, Marco?
fucking broke. I broke and made the 8-ball.
No way.
Would you set it in the corner?
No.
No. Well, how did that happen?
You know how Knox breaks? Puts his...
Yeah.
I did it.
Well, hot dog, man.
Quickest game I ever played.
Scratch.
Is that a win?
It's a win.
I don't know anything about the
Knox
rules.
says it's an automatic win.
That makes sense.
We're gonna play one game today. Oh, that was it.
Just one game.
That's terrible.
One game, then.
Hot.
Thank you, Phil.
Thanks for filling, Phil.
Happy to fill in.
Good Phil.
Haha,
Good
happy
Phil,
to
Phil.
fill in.
That's a good joke. All right,
Phil.
here we go.
Phil, Raph, Phil.
All right, Phil.
1 pee break later.
I looked in your kitchen. I love that you have a picture of Jimmy's whole beautiful
see that?
family, and then you.
And I just today
The
added
mailman
the
child.
facial hair on one of the daughters. Did you see that?
I saw that. It's a nice
I
touch.
just did that today. Yeah.
Just today?
mature.
Yes,
That's classy. I like it.
That's the one that cleans. That's Lulu. Shout out Lulu. Just got accepted to Texas University or something.
Oh wow.
A university in Texas, whichever one that is.
Are they allowed to go there?
Probably. That sounds pretty Texas-like.
She can if she wants, but then it's like, not to throw down numbers and stuff, but it's public information. It's like $40,000 a year for Texas, and then like Illinois State, which she's accepted to, I think is like 15 or 20 grand. You know, it's a big difference. It's like, should I go to Texas and spend
All dad's money.
160,000? Or she's going to be an attorney. So like what, 4 years,
Oh.
6 years,
6 years, bro.
6 years.
If she's fresh out of high school.
So like $250,000. You know,
Man.
I mean,
that
If she
that
can do
just
it,
isn't
do it,
worth
right?
in
Get
my
out of here.
opinion.
God,
yeah,
freaking-
she's a bright girl. Like she can make that money back, and like she'll be successful. You know, I don't know.
That's a lot
She's
of money,
thinking
bro.
about it.
Oh man,
Especially when the average attorney makes about $70,000 a year. Did you know that?
that did not.
I thought it'd be higher. It's not.
She's above average, bro.
Then you're
Costco
looking
managers.
at $90,000 a year.
Costco managers can make around that.
There you go. Different paths to the bag, my boys.
Different paths to the bag. And we're making podcasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Here we go. This is our path. It's straight for the bag.
Oh yeah.
Biggest. We're gonna Rogan it and get 200 mil or 400.
100 mil for the Spotify deal. What's up with that, dude?
He
Is it
makes
even?
like $3 million a year.
Dude's not even on Spotify yet, is he? Or he's still putting shit on YouTube, right?
Yeah. I see his stuff on YouTube. I like Joe Rogan, and then
Me too.
I'm coming for him
You heard it, bud.
one of these days, Joe.
Call out.
I no. He's awesome. I want to like
Oh yeah.
not like
You don't necessarily
like,
want to
knock him out,
surpass him
because he will destroy me because he's a UFC guy.
Yeah.
But I'm at like when he's ready to pass the torch. I'm like,
Oh, you're next in line.
I'm right. I'm trying. I'm getting there.
Yeah, I believe that.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, he's been at it for 10 years, so just keep trucking along and
You just got another decade ahead of you. At
That's
least.
all right. I got
Yep.
some time.
Yeah, that's all we got.
It's all we got now.
All right, so if your kid had the same decision to go to Texas or Illinois, and Illinois was half the price, let's say, you would say,
If I could afford it and they really wanted to do it, I'd be like, yeah, let's do it.
you think that's a good idea though? Like,
Do I think
financially
it's?
and all
Oh,
that?
you mean during all this?
Well, just
or
in
just in
general.
general?
Yeah.
what's up, Knox?
Like, are you really gonna get that much better or different of an education in Texas as you would
I mean,
here?
probably not. You're gonna give a different experience.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you're ready to like leave home and like I don't know. I never got to go away to college. I stayed here.
So it's about what your kid would want.
I
Yeah.
could see it being worthwhile for like 2 years, but
Yeah.
probably not more than that.
That's such a weird answer, Raph, about what your kid would want.
Well, at that point, it's their life.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
That's interesting.
They're important. They're people too. I know. Isn't that weird? Kids are people too.
Huh.
Well, I mean, like what they want and like what like I think would be wise for them. You know what I mean? Like if they want to like go away and do something cool with their life, like
Curtis. No? Okay.
I don't know, right? Wouldn't you want that if you like?
Yeah, but then
What do you think? What do you think? Are you think
I would try to use my parenting abilities and like know how. If I had kids, maybe I'd have thought about it and be like, what's best for their future, and then try to encourage that.
That's true. If it was a reputable, like a really reputable school, if it was like a big deal, if I'm like, well, if you can get the same education there or here,
yeah.
right? I get that.
I think the most important part of a college experience is
The college
integrating your workforce or your career path into your experience via an internship or something of that nature. And that if you don't have that defined, you're honestly wasting your time 90% of the time.
Ooh, wise words from Kurt.
Yeah.
Because I mean,
Statement.
there's so many people that have useless ass college degrees. Maybe it means more when it's from like a really big university and stuff. But
that's kind of what I'm saying.
Just
partly is that like, the career you're gonna get after it, like make sure that path is pretty clear, right. And then also like while you're doing it, how much debt are you gonna rack up? Is it $250,000 or is it 100,000?
That's true. That is true. I mean, yeah, because
and definitely make sure you're not chasing some useless ass art degree or something. Like
that's what my daughter wants to get.
Yeah, he's an artist.
Well, look, I love artists,
very far.
An art degree is. I don't know. I feel like art is just something that you should just like do.
I agree.
That's the typical one that people point at, but I've also never like really heard of anyone killing it with an art degree. Like people do, but I've just never heard of it.
I think it opens up doors and it teaches you like responsibility and like you can learn new techniques and meet different people. I just think like for me, I think it's about the experience of what you get to do. That's true. You can have like the easy path, and not easy, but like the clear path. But like. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like a 1% guy, which is not always good. But like, it's kind of like, well, if you want to do this and you're like, yeah, I can go to Rock Valley for 2 years and then maybe go away if I want to. Like, you can do that, but like maybe you're cheating yourself out of something really cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're just racking up a crap ton of debt and you're just like, well, there it was. Didn't work. And then you learned a lesson there too.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the benefit of going to a specific school, like for, more expenses, is the people that you meet. Like Harvard is like the obvious example, but just like Zuckerberg meeting the Winklevoss twins and like all these amazing people in the same spot versus you're not.
But that's also what I was saying about like going to like a super high-end university. Like I think if you have a shot at that, then it's probably worth it.
Yeah, no,
if you're going to a top 10 school, like that's worth, even if you don't do something with it explicitly, like
just the teachers and the students.
Exactly, the experience, this, that's like a supreme thing to do, like in general.
When life is like, honestly, like opportunities come by the people you meet. It's like all about who you know.
Very true.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like
very much. Yeah.
If I didn't know you, would I be sitting here?
Not at all.
Not at all. You wouldn't be like that guy. Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't.
Maybe like that guy looks really cool. I'm gonna have him on.
He looks very cool. I do want him on.
He's a cool looking guy. I'm gonna approach him. at Costco and be like, "Hey, bro, you want to go on my podcast? You got something to say?"
I know you do.
Marco was saying he bumped into you at Costco twice, and the first time he didn't realize that you were working there, and I was like, "Bro, what?"
And I thought he was a customer, and I was like, "What are the chances that I'm going in and I'm in the same spot and Raph is checking out in the exact same lane at the same time?"
Yeah. I see you there quite a bit, and like you don't always see me, and I'll be like, "Oh, there's Mark."
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so that's it. Yeah, so.
I go there once a month for my meds.
That's fine, and I think I see you like almost every time.
Yeah,
and I don't know, and I was like, give me on the show.
So if life is not a box of chocolates, what is life a box of?
What is life a box of? Oh man, I guess it just depends on which box you open. I think there's lots of boxes.
What is life like?
What's your box, bro?
What's my box?
Yeah, what's in your box?
There's a lot in my box.
So you got the variety box.
I got the variety box.
That's the move.
Yeah, I got the variety box. But I feel like my variety box has been like a lot of flavors I liked. I think it's been half and half. Like a lot of like, wow, that's terrible. And yes, this one has caramel in it.
Ooh.
Like I'm happy with the caramel ones. Like there's a few in those assorted things that you're just like, I don't know what this is. Like the description says this, but I don't think that tastes like that.
Right.
I think it's like that. It's like a mix.
Right.
A good mix.
Sometimes you're duped.
Yeah. Sometimes you're duped. Yeah. Exactly. Or you're like, wow, this is chocolate mousse. And then you taste it and you're like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's, I don't know, did I answer any question? Or I just answer your question with a question?
Both.
Yeah, a little bit of both.
Did you satisfied with that?
That's pretty satisfying.
All right.
What's your box, Marco?
Yeah, what's your box?
Mine's a box of pizza.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
This is a pretty good box.
Everyone likes pizza. Italian, different toppings. Sometimes it's thick, sometimes it's thin, you know. Sometimes it's burnt. Sometimes you get a well done pizza. You didn't order well done.
Right.
But that's what you got. You know.
Huh.
Sometimes you get a gross Papa John's pizza.
Right.
I hate Papa
And
John's.
usually it leaves you feeling like overly full and kind of like garbage the next day.
Yeah. I had pizza last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, Papa John's will get you.
Not Papa John's. I hate Papa John's.
What is your favorite pizza place
What is my favorite pizza place?
Yeah.
Oof.
in town?
In town. I would have to say it would be, I think the Capri's pizza is like really fire. Like really, really fire.
If I had thought about it for a second, I would have guessed you'd say something downtown. Just because you seem like a downtown guy.
Oh,
You know?
in my youth.
I
If
need
I had
to
more
eat
time
more
on my
Capri.
hands.
I haven't had their pizza in maybe ever. I think I've had it once.
It's just so out of the way. Like we usually do like pizza night with my wife's family and they always get Jerry's pizza. Really good.
Oh, you know what? That's fun. Yeah, we've just been having that lately.
Jerry's pizza's good.
We met a girl that works there.
Yeah, she might have brought out my pizza.
Oh. Sorry. Her name's Charity.
I didn't ask her name. I was just kind of like, "Hey." But I don't know. Just like
She's
that.
really nice.
Yeah,
I
awesome.
think Jerry's is pretty good.
I like Jerry's.
Yeah.
Lino's is okay. I used to eat Lino's all the time.
Yeah, Lino's is up there. Have you guys ever had food from John's? The
I've
Italian
heard that
restaurant?
one's really good.
It's
I don't
like
think I've
down
ever
off
had John's
11th
Pizza.
Street, but I
I've
don't.
never had it.
I've never had that. Villa de Roma's good.
Villa de Roma is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salamoni's good, but honestly, I don't want to support them.
Oh,
To be fair.
is that awkward? Oh, is there something there?
No, well, I'm keeping that in there. I have no shame about that.
Oh,
I
okay.
just,
All right.
I mean,
We don't have to get into it, though.
Yeah. Good pizza though. Good pizza.
Wow. The one from the Cherry Valley one is really good. The Cherry Valley,
Yeah, they have good food, yeah.
they've got good food.
Yeah.
Their pizza.
It's one of my favorite pizzas.
Yeah.
I will say.
Okay, yeah, they do have really good pizza. I forgot about
So what's
that.
funny about John's is that my parents opened their restaurant in 1976, right? North Main and Auburn, Altamores by the roundabout.
Did you ever eat there, Raph? I forget.
I did once. It was amazing.
Yeah. Did you dine in, get carry out?
It was for Thayer Lighting's Christmas party.
Oh,
They did some good
dope.
parties.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
parties
did.
there were the shit.
I was like, this is like a hidden gem. Like I was like,
Yeah.
super. So, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm sad that it's not a thing anymore. Like,
Yeah.
With that cool ass upstairs too.
Yeah.
Did you ever go?
I didn't go upstairs. No, I saw it upstairs.
Go
Yeah.
upstairs.
It's like you feel way too fancy for no fucking reason at all
Yeah.
because you can like see the little bar there and like peer through and see everything down below and outside even.
It was a great hole
And
in
he
the
stuck
wall.
that waterfall in there.
It's a waterfall.
That was a great
yeah,
backdrop.
there's a waterfall in the main dining room and a stained glass in the
Like,
upstairs one.
The waterfall over your dad's notorious Frankie Sinatra and notorious other tracks is
Oh,
like just the
man.
best music
You
you,
need
could
a
ever
waterfall.
imagine. Like
Yeah.
it's the best musical noise conversation you could ever eat anything to ever, bro.
Honestly.
Next, well, tied maybe with mariachi music.
That's a really
Like
good point.
I can't. Yes, it is.
I don't
It's
think
so
about that.
like
Yeah.
soothing on top of like la di da di da like.
Yeah,
It's
you
so
need some
good.
Frank Sinatra and a waterfall.
Which
That's it?
Phil was bagging on
Running
my
water.
musical opinion before you guys got in here.
Oh.
Hey, fuck you, Phil! With your
Whoa.
bullshit ass opinion of my musical
Oh,
taste.
she's coming back.
Oh,
Here it
Phil's
comes.
got more to say about prog.
Prog rock, aka the stuff that Kurt listens to, is just jazz with
It's
distortion.
not all prog rock.
Don't be scared of jazz, Kurt.
Jazz,
it's good
jazz,
for you.
jazz is not that good.
Jazz is good. Prog rock is, You got some.
Phil,
guy-
you're ruining the whole show, man.
Oh, I intend to.
The
why
whole
I'm here.
show.
Do you like prog rock?
I think I do.
Okay, so you're good. You're good. It's just Kurt.
It's
because-
just Kurt. Wait,
What?
I think the only is Coheed and Cambria, is that prog rock?
That's
That's as close to as
that's
I get.
close.
Okay, that's it.
That's like an influence to
What's prog rock like? Rush?
Rush would be like a very early exemplification of prog rock.
or King Crimson.
Classic prog, if you
I've
will.
heard King Crimson.
They're interesting.
I couldn't pick them out, but I've heard it.
It's a real. It's a unique sound. There's a lot of Like it does make sense musically, but it just pisses me off. So I pretend that it's not good. It pisses me off. So I pretend that it's not good, even though most of it does check out somehow musically.
It does check out.
Like augmented 11/7 diminished 9th chords. Kurt just puts his hands in random spots on the fretboard and makes noise, and then puts a rhythm on it with his right hand.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do.
It
Take a
sounds
shape
good.
and just make a rhythm out of it.
It sounds good when Kurt does it, but then I have to write a bass line for it, which is just a treat.
You know what they say about Phil? He's got a face for radio. You know,
That's me. That's me.
We got Knox cooking in the corner too.
He's cooking in the corner.
Tucked himself away.
I feel like I'm interrupting though, so I'm gonna go back out there.
Okay, we'll continue.
Knox, tell you what I
good,
did
good,
on the pool table.
good interruption. Yeah, is that true, Knox? Did he really knock the 8-ball in?
I made an 8-ball in
one
a break.
stroke.
Phil,
What?
I made an 8-ball in a break shot.
Twice already, actually. Thank you for letting me.
All right, this was the second time. Don't act like there was 2 times before now.
Yeah, with your prog rock hating ass.
Listen,
The Sham Show.
The Sham Show is where it's at.
What I was
We'll
gonna
get
say
there, bud.
though is
Yeah.
that John's open in 19 or no. John's
All right.
John's was open
I'll
like
accept your
1960 or
opinion,
70 or
Phil.
something
Yeah.
like that.
You need to
Pizza,
accept mine though.
I think.
we'll
And
get there.
my dad and grandpa learned how to make pizzas at John's Pizza before they opened the restaurant in 1976. Think all these fucking years back, like 44 now or something.
There was like hardly anything in Rockford.
Yeah. And my dad and grandpa learned how to make pizzas at John's Pizza and then had a 40-year restaurant after that. But somehow I've never had John's Pizza.
I've never had John's Pizza either.
Gotta have it.
Oh. All right.
Controversial opinion from
Orson
Mr.
right
Knox.
now.
In case y'all didn't catch it,
We
he
had
said,
not missing out.
not worth it.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, John?
John Frisella, I'm pretty sure owns John's Pizza, and he's still alive, and he's watching this now.
Yo, tell Raph about all the gangster shit in Rockford, all the mafia stuff.
Oh, there's a lot of mafia stuff in Rockford.
I do know that. I think my dad used to play like cards or dominoes with some mafia guys.
Yeah, Rockford is like one of the few last strong mafia presences in the entire country. Like the last strong, or one of the few last mafia strongholds, which is definitely greatly diminished because that's the mafia in general.
Sure.
But like, there's definitely been some mafia shit, and there's something called the Pizza Connection.
Is it like Pizzagate? That's different.
It's different.
it's not so
It's like the
pedophilic.
mafia version of Pizzagate, maybe.
So like they open a pizza place, it's a front, blah blah blah.
Yeah, there's been like a lot of those in Rockford, and like there was a federal case where they like busted a bunch of people around the country for like a mafia pizza place ring where they were like doing heroin movements and shit like that, and there was a decent amount of places in Rockford that were associated with that. Some of them still in business. It's public information.
But were the pizzas any good or no? Because I feel like that's important.
It was some from like decent pizza places that were involved. If you ever are at Capri, I'm not gonna get into stuff, but like it's all, like I said, public information.
This is a good one.
Capri, and the same block that it's on, you have State Street and Maffioli Avenue.
Is it Mafiola Avenue?
Maffioli
Maffioli.
Avenue.
What?
I've
Which
seen
is
it.
what Capri is on.
Yeah.
Maffioli is like
Literally
it's
mafia.
what how Sicilians say mafia. And Capri was owned by the mafia.
Really?
The building.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
The pizza's good.
The building was owned by the mafia.
Which
clarify.
Marco's family was somehow not involved in the mafia. Can you guys even believe that? Isn't that crazy?
Well,
Marco's like Sicilian and stuff, and
Yeah, I think we were the only family that wasn't.
really?
That I know of.
And you had a 40-year restaurant?
That I know of.
Oh man,
I got
maybe
no
it's just a
mafia
family
connections.
secret, though. Who knows?
that might be a family secret.
On the record, I got no mafia connections.
So
I
okay,
can't have you whacked.
fun fact: my in-laws have Al Capone's actual dining table.
What?
What?
Where is it?
I'm not telling you.
Give
no.
us a state.
Bro, that's what you need
Here,
for.
it's here. It's
Oh,
right here.
bro.
In like the Rockford area?
Yeah.
Oh.
Apparently, like my
Dude, that's what we need
father-in-law's
for the
mother
podcast.
was like connected. Like her her brother was like a boxer for the mafia. Like he was a mafia owned boxer.
Whoa.
And
go down in the fifth.
They were like,
you go down in the fifth.
Exactly. That kind of thing. Like with Al Capone and all that stuff.
For like rigging bets and shit.
Yeah. They like bought somehow, like she was like heavily connected, and like they owned his, like when he went to prison, they got his stuff. And like Al Capone's actual, like, I've eaten at that table multiple times.
Yeah. Did it have syphilis on it? Did you have to like be careful?
No. I mean, like there was a handgun underneath, but like a Tommy gun just underneath strapped to it. I was like, I thought that was weird, but I was like, whatever. Art.
This is part of the decor.
Art, I guess.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, so that's cool.
I would love something like that.
Yeah, that's fucking dope, dude.
I don't know.
I want Al Capone's bat. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, my mom just told me that my dad used to play with like a bunch of old mafia guys, and they liked him because he was terrible. He's terrible at like cards and dominoes.
Is your dad still alive?
No, he is not. He's deceased.
Damn.
But I don't know. She told me some funny stories.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What's a Cuban doing playing cards with?
I don't know. He guess he just
Italian
involved the
mafia
wrong guys. I don't know.
Maybe the right. I mean, not
maybe the right
not
guys.
the right guys.
I don't know.
You
what
know, per se.
I just know that was a thing. That's what she told me.
No,
he
it's
used to
cool.
play cards with them.
Yeah. It's hard to condone that.
Yeah.
You know, because like, but you know, he was having a good time probably.
Yeah, probably losing a lot of money. Oh, how's that? Yeah. What's next, you guys?
Man, still kind of like just taking that in, to be honest. That was a lot.
All the mafia things?
Yeah, no, that's just wild, man. Because, like, I don't really think about it that much, you know? Like, they actually knew how to shut the fuck up back then, you know? Like, so there's so much you don't know that
They can't
happened.
do that now. There'd be no way anybody like...
That's how the mafia got dismantled. People forgot how to shut the fuck up.
Literally, bro.
Yeah.
Literally.
No. They'd be tweeting
You
about
get pinched and you talk.
They'd be tweeting
taking
about it.
selfies like in like a mafia area, like Rocco's making pizza and cocaine.
It's like we were talking about earlier. You don't know about it. Maybe you've heard about it. Apparently, like the Mexican drug cartel is big on TikTok.
Of course.
It's a real thing. Like I saw a couple
what are they
articles.
doing on there? The Renegade or no?
Regular cartel
Doing-
stuff where like they have like pet
I don't
tigers
know.
and a bunch of money and shit like that, and it's like attracting.
Straight flexing and pulling in, like, yeah,
But
okay.
it's attracting recruits. You know, I don't know like the exact purpose of it. Probably that's the purpose, but it is attracting recruits because they see the glorified lifestyle on TikTok.
Right.
That was like when we were in Florida. Do you remember? Yo, so side story about that. We were in Florida and we were dipping out the next day, and there was this group of like probably like 8 or 9 Hispanic people, and
In the
they were like in the
parking
parking
lot
lot
of the
of
hotel
the
that we were staying
hotel.
at.
And it wasn't like an amazing hotel. It was in Fort Myers, but it was like pretty decent and like didn't seem very seedy or anything.
Fort
So
Myers
we're
is
like,
fun.
yeah, super dope city. So we're like, well, shit, trying to score some pot. Might as well ask these guys. So we just barreled up to them and we're like, yo, you guys got any weed? And they were like, oh yeah, come here. And to Marco, and I was kind of like getting worried. Well, like I was like right next to him, and I was kind of like, oh,
I said,
what's going on? Like,
I said, you have marijuana, and I made it really clear, and then I said
mota.
You know,
It's like the only Spanish
I
word
said
I know.
marijuana, mota. You know, just like, and they spoke some English.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
A little bit.
Okay.
Like took a Spanish class and then have like the Italian thing, so I understand. You know, similar languages.
But they kind
pulled
of
me
like
in.
had Marco move in like a few extra feet, and they pull out this fucking bag of coke. And Marco was like, no, I'm good on that. I just want to smoke some weed, dude. Like,
yeah. They actually pulled
It
out
was-
a key, like a truck key. And then, so I still, my naive self,
I
thought
think
that
we were like a mule or something. Like, there's the card. Go take it.
So they pull out a truck key, and I thought we were going in the truck to smoke weed. But the truck key was to scoop it and
Try it.
Yeah, do the
Yeah.
schniefens. I was like, no.
No,
but
guys.
so after that,
They're really nice, though.
they were like, oh, that's all right. So then we drank like a couple Coronas with them. Let they just like toss us in the parking lot because this was like during COVID times. There's no fucking police out or anything.
Some
So then we
Coronas
were
and
chilling.
Modelos.
Yeah,
Legit.
and chilling with them for like, I don't know, maybe like a half an hour or so. And Like most of them did not have very good English, but like we were making it work.
They were
especially
really
Marco, because
cool.
he can speak Spanish decently.
Yeah, and I could speak to them a little bit, and then Kurt was like the classic white, like the whitest of white guys that they loved, to the point where like literally I was having like an okay conversation with them, and then I'm looking over and they're getting Kurt on their Snapchat.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. There's this like one really young like hotshot, and he's like, yo, say this, and he had me say like "Long live the cartel" or something on his Snapchat, bro. And I'm just going with it. I'm like, "Viva!" Like, and then like
They were so
I didn't realize until after the video, and then we were like, "All right, guys," like we were up to like way too fucking late drinking with these dudes, just chilling out. Like it was super fun, honestly. And then we finally dipped out, and I was like, "Hey, dude, what did I even say?" And Marco was like, "You said 'Long live the cartel,' bro." And I'm like, "Oh, damn it, I thought I said something funny," because they all laughed.
They're all just like gringo, and there's like,
Oh yeah, exactly, bro. It was great.
It was a really good time.
Cool ass people. I hope they're doing
Yes.
well.
Yeah.
they're in front of me.
It was like the most stereotypical hangout with Mexicans in the parking lot as you could imagine. Like,
Look, dude,
they were all
Mexican
hard
culture
workers.
is
They were all
great,
hard
man.
workers, just off work. They were doing like was it like
They had like a fucking blacktopper or something like that.
blacktop. They had a whole trailer out there.
Yeah.
They just gotten off of work and they were away from home. Like they lived in Texas, away from home for like 2 months, just working.
Yeah,
their
it was like
asses
it was
off.
like Memorial Day weekend and shit too. So it was like a holiday weekend. These dudes are out like
Just
hustling.
Going, and they were cartel probably.
There was probably some involvement based off of the interaction
But they
I
were
had with that one kid.
super. Like they weren't heavily cartel or anything, but they were super.
Nah, they were
friendly,
probably like
you know what I mean, just like.
Lackeys or something.
right. Like the cartel is probably like family friends of theirs or something.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's funny.
But they were super friendly and inviting, and like we were like, you know, give us a couple beers, and we're like, all right, we're good. And like, no.
They had a dude we could call for the weed, but I was like, honestly, bro, if you guys are offering to like keep, because they're like, you know how Mexican people are, man. They're so like welcoming, bro. Like
amazing.
They're just
They're my
like
favorite people.
They're like Mexicans and Italians are big on like that hospitality stuff where they're just like, oh, anything you need, like just like they be opening beers before you're even like, I don't even know if I want another beer, and like you can't say no to
I guess
them.
I can't not have another beer.
Right, like, well, I certainly am not driving, so
And that's the closest we
boys.
have to a cartel story. Which is not close at all.
when me and Marco travel, bro,
Close enough.
bad shit happens,
Oh,
Raph.
I've seen
Crazy
seen like I've seen your pictures, and I was like, these guys are living.
Definitely living, man.
I was like, I want to do that.
The nuttiest was when we went to
I'm going.
Miami, though.
Yeah, Miami's.
You've been to
Miami,
I have
specifically
That's a lot of
Miami
my
Beach.
Cuban families there.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So
Great place.
Miami's incredible.
yeah,
South Beach, like it's just such a happening place.
It doesn't feel
Yeah.
like America,
cool.
man.
All the like, do they still have all? I mean, it was a long time. It was like all the bright colored cars and all that stuff. Probably like
Dude, there's
Lamborghinis
so
and
many
stuff
nice
now.
cars
Yeah.
down there.
We went to South Beach and we were eating at some restaurants and like having some drinks at the bars along. It's like one big street along the beach, and like never seen more supercars in our life.
Yeah, Miami Beach, there's like a
Insane.
mile long road where you just drive over the ocean, and then it's like probably a few mile long strip, like right just off of Miami. Technically, its own city.
sounds awesome.
But that's where like they be doing like Sports Illustrated swimsuit models stuff. Like it's like I could not believe the caliber of attractive women that were there. Like
Did you meet some ladies?
a little bit. Marco
Yeah.
was smooching on this one old hag.
That I did. Shout out Nancy.
Nancy. Nah, she wasn't that old, but maybe her friends were a little haggardly. And we were also with this very lively character who was like sending it on everything. So
Yeah.
of course we were hitting on these couple bags and Nancy. Like
Yeah. Kurt talked to like the finest chick either of us have ever seen at a bar. She was a bartender, but she went like out and talked to him for like a minute. Just ridiculous.
and
body.
at our unreasonable friend. So this is the first night we get there. Like, and this is like probably the most attractive female I've ever seen in my life. Like counting the internet.
She is on the internet.
But like just that caliber, like. And Adam's over here straight lying to this poor fucking woman, like gassing me up and stuff. And I'm just like straight lying to her, saying that like, you know, we're in the vape industry. Well, first off, he like was, dude, just going out with that guy was fucking ridiculous down there, because there was like a $20 cover charge, and he was like bitching about paying it, and he wanted to just try like not paying it. And so, you know, we were down there basically to go to different shops and check it out, and
we were doing business,
right, trying to sell out the Marcos V liquid.
Sure.
And so this bouncer dude like came over to us at the bar that this all was happening at, or club, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's like both. And then he's like, "Oh, you guys gotta go. You guys didn't pay the cover." And he's like, "Yo, wait a minute." And he talked his way out of it by convincing the dude to take some of his vape juice that we were down there selling, because he happened to vape, and he ended up being incredibly grateful and thankful for it. And it was like,
And you got in?
what's even? Yeah, he was totally fine. Like, because we like,
That's worth $20.
it was totally worth $20, but like instead of his way out and just threw him some juice for it, it was like, it was just crazy that.
And then Kurt was
that
talking to a
worked
girl
out.
that looked like a I would say like a much more attractive version of Cardi B. Like, I think of her as a Cardi B, but like her body, her body was like
something like off the chains. And then Marco ended up dipping out, and I was like, you know, it's like 3 a.m. because it's like big nightlife and stuff there.
Oh, sure.
Fucking perfect weather, just fantastic. And then Marco dipped out, and I was like texting him, and he was texting me incoherencies back, and
Another
like
moment.
straight incoherencies. And like, to preface this, I know I didn't sleep for like 2 nights before we left, so this is the 3rd night of us being awake, because I was working on like tax stuff, or like maybe I slept like an hour, like just doing ridiculous dumbass shit, Raph. Like it was bad. It was bad news. But we were down there, and when we got to South Beach, it was like a different vibe.
Yeah.
And it was like rejuvenating enough to be just livable, really.
It stimulated us for the entire next day, or the entire day.
Easily. But yeah, Marco was like texting me incoherencies, and I'm like, Adam, we should go. And by this time, Adam's fucking tanked. And he's like getting aggressive with me. He's like, Kurt, you need to seal this deal with this chick, because I've been lying about you all night about it. I'm like, bro, we should probably make sure that Marco's not dying. Like, we can always come back here tomorrow. Like, we'll be here a few days. He's like, no, like freaking out. So I'm like torn between this dude who's pressuring me into like hitting it off with this super fine chick, which like, I don't know, it was kind of going good. Like, we were talking and stuff or whatever, but I'm like,
You chose your buddy.
We gotta go.
He did.
You chose right.
So we found him laying on a park bench with his hand on his knees, and I'm like, dude, we gotta go, man. Like, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning type shit. Like, yeah, it's late, bro. And then
let me say the rest of the story real quick. So then we drove back to our hotel. Like, imagine being up for a couple days and then drinking. You know, like, we were pretty out there. And
yeah, like, I wasn't like too drunk, but I was definitely way tired. Like, just fucking.
Which is like the same feeling.
Yeah, worse.
And Adam's boss probably doesn't know this story still.
Yeah.
But we ended up getting into an argument I ended up getting into an argument with Adam, and it was like,
yo, they're
get out the
bitching
car
at each other in the back seat, and I'm driving over that mile-long bridge over the ocean, and I'm like,
Can
I just get us to the fucking hotel, guys? Like, y'all are being ridiculous
like,
right now. And Adam was pouting. He took off his pink Marcos Vapor hat and threw it at Marco, and he was like, man, I don't want to. Like,
and then we get back to the hotel, and then we're fucking around, just having an argument, and Adam's like, we're going to stop doing business with you. And, like, we went down there to hang out with Adam and do business.
Uh-oh.
And then he opens the trunk, and then he puts some vape stuff on, like, the back window of the trunk. And then he slams the trunk.
A single tank.
And then he slams the trunk down. And then, like, 2 seconds later, we hear, like, a loud bang. and the back window of the car shatters.
Dude, like slowly. It shattered, and I ran next to the hotel because I thought it was a stray bullet.
We
Raph.
hear the shatter, and like
it was like bam, and he closed it.
I'm
you know?
super slow right now, so it takes me like a few seconds. So like, let's say 5 seconds later, I'm looking around, and Adam is like mumbling out in the parking lot. The window's shattered, and I can't find Kurt. And I look around, Kurt's gone, and Kurt's like literally hiding under the stairs of the hotel because Kurt has a really good survival instinct, so he's just out the jam. Like, look around, Kurt's gone. Because it was so.
I was amazed that I had the reflexes to react to
exactly
that.
what it sounded like or not exactly, but we thought it was a gunshot. We thought someone had popped the back window out. Like, it was how.
Did they?
No. So
the police report would say yes.
Yeah. Well, no, the police report says something entirely different.
Well, yeah, that it was broken into.
But what actually ended up happening was that a vape tank got stuck in like the hinge of where the window is in the trunk, and then Adam closed it, and it got stuck, and like with the pressure of the vape tank against the back window, it like just literally, and then like broke the entire window. It shattered. Like the entire back window was like disintegrated into glass.
My God.
That was the conclusion of that. Yeah, and then
so
filed
that's
police
what
report
we
the next day.
So did you sleep for like an entire day and then?
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, we were up quite a bit. It was a really cool experience.
It was wild.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And then Adam dove into the ESPN pool the next night, or like 2 nights later. We were hanging out there, and we were fucking.
Are you still doing business
that
with
night?
this guy?
No.
We Ubered, and I was obliterated, bro. Like sleeping on the fucking.
Oh.
And Marco has a video of this, like, and this is like the last bar we were hanging out with these 2 dudes from England, like just randomly as fuck. And then we went to the ESPN like headquarters where there's like a little like mini pool outside, and it's like 3 a.m. or some dumb shit again. And Adam's like, dude, I'm gonna jump into that pool.
Who's this guy?
Dude, he's he's a wild bucko.
Sounds like it.
He's a wild man.
And I just remember looking up and the fucking bartender being like, man, you guys gotta go. And I look and seeing Adam just sopping wet after hearing him basically just completely belly flop into the pool. Like just.
Then we ended up getting kicked out.
Yes.
It was a really fun time.
That's probably what we would be doing if we weren't in COVID times. Nah, not that ridiculous.
I mean, it sounds
That was definitely ridiculous.
pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie.
It was a good time. Raph, what's it like being a family man?
It's like being a family man.
To transition from that.
Transition to that. Oh, it's fun. It's fun. It's stressful. It is stressful, you know, because I've got like a whole house full. You know,
Pretend that your wife and kids are not ever gonna watch this. Between us bros.
awful. I'm like, get so bad. Please help me. I'm like, don't put this online. Please, my wife will be so mad. She will never watch this. No, no, it's. I don't know. It's good. It's good. It helps ground me. You know, I'm an Aquarius, and I'm also like a 7 on the Enneagram. Like I'm pretty much just like a rocket, and I'm just like, go.
What's the Enneagram?
What? What's an Enneagram?
Yeah, I don't know what that is either.
Guys.
Sorry.
You guys aren't.
I gotta watch the podcast more.
No, it's not. It's not that. Enneagram is like it's like a personality test. You should take it. It's actually really, really insightful. There's like a whole book about it. There's like all this. It's like really popular. Enneagram. Yeah, there's like different types. There's just like numbers. There's like it's like 1 through 9. I hope. I'm a 7, which is like the enthusiast, I think. So I'm like ready to go. I'm always ready to like do something cool, like new experiences, like fun. Nothing bad. No bad experiences. Shy away from them. I just create more fun experiences to ignore my problems.
I don't believe in like the horoscope stuff too much. Is the Enneagram more
A
telling?
personality test is generally more telling.
Yeah, it's really telling. Like you should both go and find. You can pay for one. You just gotta find a legit one. Find a legit Enneagram test and try it, and then look into it. Really, it's on point.
I'm down.
It's super cool.
Do it.
Yeah. No, so for me, it's just like it helps me not just having a family. It grounds me because I would just kind of like I'm like an experiencer guy. I'm like all the stuff you just talked about. I would love that, and I've done plenty of that. But I would probably just keep doing that. So having a family is fun. It's tough. It's tough, but it's good. It's like a good tough. You know what I mean? You know, like having. I mean,
challenge.
Yeah, I'm older.
Feels like it's worthy.
Yeah, no, I'm older, and my wife is like younger, so I've had kids, so that's kind of like a weird dynamic. But she's been like super cool, and she loves my kids, and like she helps out with them and drives them places, and like they love her. I think they love her. I hope they love her. I'm just kidding. No, they definitely do. Like,
I love your sense of humor about it, man.
I know.
It makes it so much more livable to like genuinely speak about the family.
No, I mean, like it's tough, but it's good. It's like a good tough. You know what I mean? Because like it goes like against, not against, but just like it helps. Like I said, it helps ground me. So I like that. It helps ground me because otherwise I would just be like out all night and doing all sorts of stupid stuff.
Wild man.
Just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Dumb stuff.
I feel that.
Dumb stuff is fun. You have good stories, and especially if you've like done it with like a few people, you're like, oh my gosh, remember that? And, you know, it's just kind of fun.
Oh, dude.
I'm a storyteller.
Yeah. You can get dangerous.
Oh yeah, all sorts of stupid stuff can happen.
So do you feel that, I know you say the family grounds you, but do you feel that diminishes from that in you in some ways? Or is that, like, does it offer a new ground to create those types of maybe more fulfilling experiences?
Yeah, no, it definitely does. You know what I mean? Like coming home and like, you know, like my littlest is like almost 2. He'll be 2 in December, and like he loves me so much. Like his whole world is just like he just wants me to play cars with him. He just wants me to like drive cars and like watch like movies with him in the morning, and like he's so happy. Like no one will be as happy to see you as your children. Maybe your dog. Never your cat.
Never your cat.
But your dog for sure. You know, but like your kids just love you, and like it's different. You're just like, you just want to do everything you can for them. It helps you be less selfish. Yeah.
I believe that big time.
Yeah. It's just like I said, it's like, I don't think it diminishes. Like, I think that a lot of people like kind of just go throughout their life just doing whatever they want, and maybe they don't have a family, and then later on in life they're like, this sucks. I didn't like establish roots. I think it's like a good balance of like having your fun times, but like I don't know, and like with a family you can still have fun times. It doesn't always have to be like lame sounding.
100%. That's what I was saying with like offering a new playground for experiences, like family activities.
Like the other night we we put on like a bunch of Christmas music. We just like YouTubed some Christmas music, and we just like decorated and like hung out, and like we were just like goofing around, and like it was so fun. It was just fun. Like we just have a good time. So yeah.
That's dope, man.
So yeah, can't beat it.
Definitely glad to hear that.
Yeah, I like it. What about you guys?
I don't know. I feel like I'm not like at that point where I desire it personally. Like I understand wanting it, but it just doesn't seem right for me.
Yeah. Fair.
I would agree. Same. Kurt and I probably should never have children. Currently, definitely not, but maybe not ever. Especially that guy. No.
I feel like you guys would be good dads.
I don't know, man.
We could be good dads.
I could.
But I don't know that we would be good dads.
Right. Like that's a thing. Like I don't know. I'm sure it changes when like it actually happens to a lot of people, but
oh yeah,
I feel like my instant and long thought out, take on it is that I just don't want that responsibility.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of responsibility.
Maybe I'm just selfish, which I don't know. I don't feel that bad about being.
It will hammer it out of you.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like to the point where you're just like, please just let me be selfish for 2 seconds.
We're not ready to stop being selfish.
That's all right. That's right. You don't have to.
I'm pretty fucking happy, dude.
Well, that's what's important, right? You're happy?
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, he's fucking happy, Raph.
Are you happy? Are you happy, Marco?
Yeah,
are you happy?
I'm happy.
All right, good.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's happy, that's all that really matters.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
it's not all.
I'm excited for better times though with COVID stuff, but
New normals.
Yeah.
New normals.
Yeah, new normals.
Masks forever.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Masks are gonna think? Do you think they're gonna keep going?
Forever.
Are they gonna go on?
Dude, they better not. I'm tired of not seeing
I don't
people's
think it
faces,
will.
man.
I think
get
once
back
the
to seeing
vaccine
people's
is
faces.
popularized and it's available to the population at large, it won't be it'll be a norm for like a while after the vaccine first drops, but I don't think like 5-6 months
This ain't
later.
China.
I think it'll be more popular, but it'll be like,
You don't have to, but
immunocompromised. Maybe more immunocompromised people will hopefully take some steps like that as a preventative measure thereafter COVID, because I think that this pandemic has taught us a lot about behaving and what not to do in any type of social climate. Like it's all good advice because it can transfer similar to the flu.
Sure.
Are you
or
for
whatever.
mandated vaccines?
Forcing people to have it?
Yeah.
No. I think
That's a tough one. I'm not either, but also like there's the argument that certain people can't take the vaccine because of the nature of vaccines, so it should be. So I've seen like a decent amount of people who are for mandated vaccines.
You know what the trick is to that? If you're a politician, you just mandate it for a certain activity like public education or something, and then boom, you can switch it
Right.
over a generation.
I guess my only concern would be that like with the flu, like you get a flu vaccine, you get sometimes you get like a little bit of the flu, because it's got like a little bit of. I guess I would be like nervous because of how like weird the virus is, that like if you gave it to the wrong person, you could kill them.
Yeah,
That's why the
Straight up.
mandated is an argument, because there's certain people who can't take it. Like say someone's going through chemotherapy,
Mm-hmm.
they can't take it because their immune system is.
Ooh.
Womp.
Double whammy.
They can't take it because their immune system is too weak.
Can I say super party foul real quick?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Say it in a cool voice. So
Party foul.
that's good.
Sorry.
That was good.
They can't take it because their immune system is too weak. So that's why they would mandate it to people who can take it
Yeah.
to prevent someone like you from getting it and then passing it on to a person like that.
Fair
So,
enough. Like the people that can have it.
Yeah, like I'm
Sure.
not against it, and I'd be down to take the COVID-19 vaccine for a specific example, but I don't think it should be mandated either.
No, it should. I don't think. No.
Like I just fucking hate the government telling you how to live.
Yeah. But
That's fucked up.
I agree with that, and I don't think it should be mandated either. But there is like a large portion, like probably the majority of the country feels like it should be.
Well,
because of the people that can't take it and protecting them. That's
so
where
like
it's,
what would
dicey.
but like what would happen? Like how would they decipher that? Like how would you know? Because like I learned about like when my daughter was sick when she was young, she had scarlatina, which is scarlet fever, which is the next like scarlet. You know what scarlet fever is? It's the next step after strep throat.
Oh.
And not everybody gets it. Only certain people get it. And I didn't know that at the time. And the
So
doctor,
is it just like worse?
it's worse. Yeah, it's like a worse version where you get like flushed and you get like red and your throat's all red and gross.
Oh
And,
shit.
like, hers is bad, but like she took medicine, but people died of that. So it's like that kind of thing. It's like you don't really know what someone's genetics are like. You'd have to really know how they're going to react to something, because they could like what if you give someone that and they just like died? Like some people might instantly, like there's medication that says that like, oh, you'll instantly die. Instant death is on every single medication we take. Not even kidding. Look at the
Just instant
symptoms.
death.
Instant, yeah.
Not just death,
sucks
but
to be you if
instant.
you're the instant death guy. You're like, I just took this antidepressant. Instant death.
If you're the instant death guy.
Or girl.
And then it's almost
Yeah.
like you look at it from
Keep
the
banging from something.
other perspective, and it's like we're literally playing God for these people. So how do you do that? You know,
can't.
you fucking can't.
Every
right?
time you play
you
God,
can't play
you
it very
fail.
well.
You fail. Playing God is up to God, not
Unless you're me while you're tripping, and then
And then you were God for a little while. So
yeah. Let's just say
if Kurt gets that white streak though, Like we'll know that.
Well, my brother has one. He's got like a Jay Leno streak.
Did you know that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's where it came from. Maybe it'll happen.
Your brother?
But I'm pretty sure
I
he
knew a
had
guy
it
that
by-
had one of those like when I was in high school.
It's odd, right? Like
Yeah.
it seems like
Kurt's
I
got
don't-
some white
I've never
strands.
seen too
He'll
many.
get some white hair.
I will, but I don't think my brother already had like the clumpus at this age.
Oh,
Clumpus.
Clumpus of white.
I don't have like any gray hairs yet.
Dude, that's ridiculous. Your
I
hair
don't
is very
get it.
brown.
I know. I have some on
Yeah,
my
it's
chest, and my
dark.
beard gets gray hairs, but otherwise,
Look at you.
and like my
What
friends,
great hair.
well, I don't know what's going on.
Great hair.
That is some good hair, dude.
I'm trying. Thank you.
It's
Probably
keeping
at
its-
least a 9
It's
out of
keeping
10.
its composure and everything, man. Like
I mean, it's definitely thinned a little bit, but I'm trying.
Oh, it's fucking
I have
excellent.
a good hair product.
Yeah.
Good hair product.
What's a hair product?
It's called Defy.
Defy.
It's amazing. I've been using it since college. Like the same stuff.
What
Yeah.
what is it? Is it just like
it looks like marshmallow fluff and it smells like pina coladas.
Oh,
It's so good.
I
That
can't
sounds
imagine a better description of anything.
It's exactly. I know. Isn't it like it's like a dream? Like,
oh man.
I started using it when I was in college. I had a friend who's a hairstylist. She cut my hair and she's like, "Oh, you gotta try this new stuff." Because I've got like, believe it or not, it's like really thin, fine hair, and so like nothing really works for it. And this stuff has always worked amazing. And like it used to be like $5, and it's not. It's like super expensive now.
Damn.
Yeah. But my friend, I have another friend who cuts my hair. She gets it for me.
Bro, can I graze on your hair?
Yeah, you want to smell? I don't know if it's. I don't know.
I want to graze on
You
it.
can smell it. It might smell like pina colada still, but it does. It literally smells like pina coladas and looks like marshmallow fluff. It's like the best stuff ever.
That sounds pretty fucking great.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've been using it.
Sponsor this guy.
I've been using it for so long. Like I use nothing else. I've tried other things. Nothing works like that.
You should at least have a sponsorship. at
I
this
would.
point.
We need a sponsorship
Yeah.
for maybe it's spiritual.
That is what we need.
That'd be a good
You
one.
guys need it on.
How
maybe
many
it's spiritual, too.
subscribers? Or you guys are just on podcast? You're not on YouTube?
No, like I said, we've recorded a lot. Well, I didn't say this. You don't know that. But we recorded, like all of our episodes are recorded. Most of our episodes are recorded on like video. We just never put them on YouTube. I just never put them on YouTube because like it's hard enough doing the podcast
Yeah.
and like managing a social media. It sounds like it wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
Social media's a bitch.
How many
dude.
people do you have on the podcast?
How many guests?
No, like
Oh.
listeners.
Well, it says that our average audience is 67 right now, and we have 20 episodes. We're like almost at like 2,000 listens.
That's good.
So that's
not too
since
shabby.
June. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, averaging 100 per episode.
Yeah.
It's pretty decent, man.
Yeah. So like, we're doing well. We're doing
Yeah.
okay. It's been fun. I love hearing people's stories. I love talking to people. I love interviewing people. It's like my favorite thing. My
Yeah,
wife
it's
says
fun, man.
I could be like a Ryan Seacrest or something, like a talk show host. I don't know.
You
Maybe.
could, yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'd have to work on my fidgeting and composure. I'm a fidgeter,
Me too, big time.
like hardcore. I'm a hardcore fidgeter.
Yeah.
First time I saw myself recorded, I was like, I touched my face. I'm like
Looking a little squirrely.
I'm like moving all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am too.
I feel like I'm way squirrelier than both of you. You guys are very chill.
I'm always doing something like nonchalant, like flicking my vape around or
Flick of the
just-
flick of the flick of the vape.
Vape. But yeah, no, it's like I said, yeah, we're like I like it. I hope it keeps going. Like we keep getting people. I got like a email from somebody who like wants to be on the show, and like so we've been getting a few more emails. Like I've had a few like I had one guy on there, and then I had his brother on there, and now his mom wants to be on there. It's like a trilogy. It's like a saga.
Oh.
damn.
This family saga.
That's cool as
pretty
fuck,
cool.
dude. You can go through like a shared experience like that.
Oh yeah, and it's
or-
crazy because they all have different experiences, different personalities. Like
Mm.
it's been so wild, and like so much of the stuff I like learned so many new things, and like most of us are Christian guys. Like we're all Christian guys that do the podcast, but like a lot of our guests aren't, and like they just share like totally different viewpoints, and like then when they find out that we're Christians, they're like, "You guys aren't like, you sure you're Christians?" And we're like, "Yeah, we
Yeah.
are. We just like to listen.
Yeah.
We're not here to judge you. We just want to hear your stories,
Yeah.
so you don't feel sad."
No, that's way cool, man. I always appreciate when anybody is accepting of other people's religious points of view.
Yeah.
And not overly judgmental or anything, like.
Yeah.
You guys are cool Christians.
Yes.
Cool Christians.
Cool.
Not fedoras.
I feel like Jesus had to have been one of those cool Christians,
I feel like he was.
His
Come on.
crew
was
was taking like prostitutes to dinner and shit.
I know.
His had to have been like pretty cool.
Right. Yeah. Like that's what I always say when people are like, "Oh, we don't hang out with those kind of people because they're Christian or not Christian," and I'm like, did you read the Bible? Like Jesus literally hung out with like people that like were like not desirable at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Like tax collectors, fishermen, like his whole crew was just like a motley crew. Yeah. Have you ever heard of David in the Bible? King David in the Bible?
I'm
okay,
not
if you don't know
familiar
about
with the literature, to be
King
honest
David
with
is
you.
like kind of like he's like a big deal in the Bible. David and Goliath.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, that guy. He goes on to be king. So they talk about his mighty men. Like David's mighty men were all criminals. Like the king of he had like, and like there's even parts in the Bible where he like fought for the other side. Like he fought against his team. I don't know. So like there's some cool stuff in there. I feel like the guys who are really close to God are also really close to people that people like Christians are like, oh, I don't think this person's good or this person, it's but like the really powerful people, like the Bible talks about, they were like right in the trenches with like somebody who didn't believe, fighting right next to them, farming right next to them, living right next to them, like eating dinner with them, taking prostitutes out to dinner. Like they were doing, like that's what Christ did. Why shouldn't we do that?
Yeah.
We're not better. We're the same. We're all people.
What do you think about like the super church pastors, like the whole super church concept, and the pastors who make like millions and millions of dollars? Like, do you have any kind of...
Well, I mean, a big one just fell. Carl Lentz. You heard about, who that is? He's
I
like
didn't hear about
Hillsong, New York. He was like Justin Bieber's pastor.
Hmm.
Like Justin, Justin Bieber became a Christian, and like his pastor was
I've
like...
heard of Justin Bieber.
You've heard of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear
Carl
about
Lentz. He was like a really famous... He was actually like one of the most dynamic Christian speakers I've ever heard in my life. And like he was like... But he was kind of like the cool... Like the super cool like fashion pastor. Like he was wearing like... I don't know. Whatever super fashion-y people wear. Like Yeezys. I don't know. But like... that was something cooler than Yeezys. Like Fear of God stuff. I don't know.
That's neither me nor
There's bougie
Kurt.
stuff. There's bougie
Gucci
stuff.
Valentino.
Yeah, bougie stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Gucci Valentino for
yeah,
the feet.
like $1,000 sneakers. This guy was like big time, and like they just found
Yeezys
out.
are up there too, though.
What's that? Yeezys are up
They're good.
there. But they just found out he was under a lot of scrutiny, and he just fell because he was like cheating on his wife and telling this other girl that he was a sports. What was he? A sports
Commentator?
No, a sports
Illustrator?
agent.
Oh.
What?
He was telling her he had like a whole nother life, and he was like doing this with this woman.
Wow.
I think that like I think it's very difficult to maintain your humility when you're making that much money and doing that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because at that point you're like a business, and I mean Jesus went into the temple and overturned their tables and whipped them all because he hated that they were selling stuff in God's temple. So I don't know that he would be okay with it.
Yeah.
So I know that it helps a lot of people. It hypes a lot of people, but I feel like a good shepherd knows his sheep. That's what I would say to that. A good shepherd knows his sheep by name.
Yeah.
That's my...
Let's wrap it up on that note, because that's
Okay.
a really good note.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a wonderful insight.
Thank you.
Do you have anything else you want to add? Say?
I mean,
Give a shout out to your mom, bro.
she's passed away.
Well,
Oh, too soon,
man,
Kurt.
I know.
Turd.
I have such a knack for that, Raph. I'm sorry.
I'll shout out my podcast because that's still alive.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Dark
we
humor.
crashed it.
I'm sorry, it's dark.
No, I love it,
I've
dude.
got super dark humor.
All right, podcast.
Anyway, podcast. This is it. No, maybe it's spiritual. You can check us out on. Should I be looking at the camera?
Yeah.
Run
Okay.
it.
Maybe it's spiritual. It's on. We have an Instagram. Maybe it's spiritual. We have a Gmail. Maybe it's spiritual@gmail.com. You can send us an email if you've had a paranormal, supernatural, angelic, demonic, any kind of experience that you want to share. We want to hear your story. We tell people stories. We get in depth. A lot of people have revelations. A lot of people have like things they find out about themselves they didn't know, which is also a revelation. But anyway, so you can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Spotify, Apple, any major podcasting platform.
Share your story.
Share your story. We want to hear you. You're not alone. That's my tagline. Sorry. All right.
That was dope.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
That
was a good one.
COVID bump.
COVID bump. COVID Triforce.
Yeah. Good talk.
Hopefully I was an okay guest.
You were fantastic.
Oh yeah, that was solid.
Maybe it's spiritual.
Maybe it's
them out.
spiritual.
We'll have Raph back on for sure.
Yeah, come check us out and tell your story about.
Support this beautiful man.
Till next time, y'all.
Peace.
The Sham Show.
Welcome to the Sham Show.